OneHandHotShot.com.
Welcome to another episode of Velocity Chaos! Hello and welcome to the Velocity Chaos Podcast, coming to you at the speed of sound from the Hexapod Soundhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. My name is Stuffed Up Luke, and I am joined by my co-host Slick Nick.
Slick because of the runny nose. It's pollen season. Stuffy and Slick. That's what we got today. Stuffy and Slick. We're also joined by our trusty, tried and true DJ Road Rash today.
Hey. Yeah, Road Rash. That's a different kind of slick, isn't it? Thanks for having me out today, boys.
A road slick. Luke, we got a good show. We are pushing almost into the 60s. This is episode 59. Tell us what we got going on today.
We are teetering on the edge of sexiness. Nick's got some party knowledge. He's going to talk to us about the Cumberland Gap. Then we got a fun, classic Velocity Chaos Buzzkill coming up. And then I just found something out about golf or cars. Think about it.
Wow.
All that and more. And just a reminder for our returning listeners and a note for our new friends here at the Velocity Chaos Podcast. We explore the highest heights of human knowledge and the lowest depths of crude humor. Our mission is to tickle that pink thing between your ears, poke that frontal lobe, and sometimes just smash the laugh box. So hop in and buckle up for an infotainment ride across the airwaves.
And before we get into it, a reminder to follow us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod and on Facebook. Also drop us some stars on iTunes, some love on Spotify, and toss us a sub on YouTube. We do things with video as well. You can also hit us up at velocitychaospodcast@gmail.com if you want to write your love letters over to us. And thank you always for your support. So good at air drumming. So good. Speaking
I practice.
So, speaking of music, Cumberland Gap. I know Luke teased that at the top. We do a segment here at Velocity Chaos called Party Knowledge, where we make sure the next soiree, the next garden party, the next house banger you're at, you got some knowledge to drop on some folks. This one is particularly effective in the summertime because we are going to talk. This is a double shot party knowledge, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to rip through a bunch.
Is this the guy that was in the Avengers? Benadryl Cumber Gap?
Benadryl Cumber Gap. Yeah. That's where he got his family name from. They moved to America, then moved back to England, and that's where he was. Oh. They just shortened it to Cumberbatch.
I think you need some Benadryl Cumber Gap.
I do.
He needs as much as he can get. 2 pills or 1?
Give me some milk.
So like I said, this is a double shot. This all stemmed from me hearing one of the all-time great summer anthems, Wagon Wheel. Everybody has sung it at least once in their life. It's so catchy. It's so singable. The double shot's coming because I was always curious, the Cumberland Gap, which is part of that lyric, in there. So I was going to research the Cumberland Gap, but quickly got sucked into the world of this song. Wagon Wheel, there's a lot more to it than I thought.
They're pretty clever back then.
Yeah, briefly, I'm just going to give you one fact about the Cumberland Gap because I care more about the song at this point. But I was initially prepping the segment on the lyrics, especially the Cumberland Gap part. But the tidbit of party knowledge about the Cumberland Gap for you, it's a geographic formation between mountain ranges and the Appalachians. Those are pretty big, and they kind of wall off the eastern seaboard of the United States. So in 1750-ish, the whole frontier was west of the Appalachians. So it was just like the 13 colonies.
Yeah.
And it was really hard to get through those mountains. A kind of settler / explorer guy named, let me hear my notes, Thomas Walker. He discovered it, but it was made more popular by Daniel Boone, who would lead people through the Cumberland Gap. Essentially, it was like in a lower altitude pass that was easier to get through. It was like easier terrain to pass through the mountains with your wagons and stuff.
Daniel Boone, was he with the coonskin hat?
No, Davy Crockett.
Davy Crockett, the guy.
I think Yeah, Daniel Boone though was like pretty important to the Ohio Valley history and stuff like that. But he was the guy who started leading people through. The interesting thing, this is like 25, 26 years before America was claimed independence from Britain and the Revolutionary War and all that. So it was around that time, important time in American history. And if you look at a map that we link in our show notes, there was a straight line pretty much where the Appalachians were. It was nobody really went over there, and then it was just all French wilderness territory with a couple forts sporadically here and there. When people found the Cumberland Gap, it was like a gateway for them to start moving through and settling. So
it's like you said, the Appalachians, as the people along the Appalachian call it, and then everyone else calls it Appalachian.
Yeah. I probably sway back and forth. But anyway, that's the Cumberland Gap for you guys who didn't know. Important part of American history. I have been through there. It's some beautiful country. It's a kind of a gem of the East Coast Americas. But anyway, into the song, because this is the most interesting thing. I've been fascinated by this. There's songs that exist that have been years in the making, and nobody really knows where the origin of the lyrics come from. Who Let the Dogs Out is another example of this.
It's just a grand, symbolic statement or question, really. What is the meaning of life? Who let the dogs out?
Yeah.
These are the questions we want answered.
And there's a fascinating documentary on that one called Who Let the Dogs Out. And it's about a documentary filmmaker goes to find who is the original writer. And I'm not even going to spoil it for you. It's worth a watch. I think it's on Hulu, but I digress. We're talking about Wagon Wheel,
right.
a summer anthem. This is one of those things that comes. This is our generation's Freebird, right? This is the song that everyone's play Wagon Wheel. They're drunk. You're a couple of Pabst Blue Ribbons in. You're having a good time. You're at a country festival. Whatever.
Is this that Hey Mama Rock Me song?
Yep.
Oh,
okay. Dude.
I thought this was older than 2013.
But listen.
Okay.
I'm gonna take you through it. I'm gonna take you through it.
My bad.
This is a great party knowledge segment because you can weave a tale, and it's got a great ending. I've reversed it. So we're going to start in 2013 when Darius Rucker, formerly of Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hootie!
What version of Hootie? What version of Darius do you prefer? Do you guys prefer the solo country artist version or the token kind of rebel, Hootie?
Probably Hootie.
I think so too.
Yeah. I don't know. Can I make one anecdote? Me and my old roommate Mikey, every road trip it's a friend tradition that if every road trip we go on, we have to play I Only Want to Be With You and Wagon Wheel along with
back to back. Whoa.
And Mikey has to call it out, and he has to call out the window, Hootie! Every time.
Hootie! There's people in the middle of Arkansas God, thank God we're not a popular tourist attraction. Anyway, okay, so in 2013, Darius Rucker, who's building a country career as a solo artist, releases this cover. It's a cover, and it's widely known to be a cover of Wagon Wheel, but it rockets the song across the airwaves. And most of the time, the version that you hear on the radio is the Darius Rucker version.
Oh, really?
So it's his just equity as a pre-established star that really rockets the song into popularity. But we're going to go back a little bit. Lady Antebellum was also the backing track on that. I didn't know that. Backing vocals. So you got to double down with the country power. I saw Darius Rucker live. That was the only really good song.
You kept screaming out.
Hey, everybody, we're Hootie and the Blowfish. I mean, I'm Darius Rucker.
Key and Peele did a sketch on that.
Did they?
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Nice. He's got an identity crisis, I'm sure. He's a talented artist, but it's funny that his most recent greatest hit to me is a cover, and I always felt that was a bit of a cheap kind of thing for him. Anyway,
hey, make your money.
Right, weeks before he released his single version, his cover of it, a guy named Irish country singer named Nathan Carter released.
No one knows him.
Yeah, nobody does.
He's like the long lost Carter brother, like Nick Carter, Vince Carter,
Aaron Carter.
All those three are the famous Carter brothers.
Yeah. Nate Carter just got shipped to Ireland to be he was the redheaded stepchild that's shipped back to Ireland. So he released a version weeks before Darius Rucker did in Europe, and it kind of swept over the British Isles.
Darius was like, I could do better than that.
Well, I think they were working on it simultaneously.
Oh.
And it was on the chart there in Ireland for like 47 weeks.
So that's like the wagon wheel could have been invented in like wherever it was at one point in the world, but it was also invented somewhere else at the same time.
We can't give credit for where the wagon wheel was invented.
Exactly, but these two, they were working on
the wheel was definitely in ancient Mesopotamia, but the wagon wheel we have no idea. Yeah. Anyway, we're keep tracking back. So this is 2013. 2 versions are released, one in Europe, one in the United States. Darius Rucker kind of gets this kind of claim to fame. But originally, the full song was written by a man named Ketch Secor. I'm going to say his name like that. And he recorded it with his group, Old Crow Medicine Show. This music video has like 70 million views like on YouTube. Like this version was well known. He recorded it in 2004, I believe was when they said he recorded it. And by the time the Darius Rucker version came out, Darius Rucker like unveiled like his version of it when he performed at the Grand Ole Opry with Old Crow in 2013. And by that point, their version of the song, Old Crow, was certified platinum.
Dang.
So it had over a decade just accumulated so many, like almost like a cult following for 9 years. And it was funny because they were just touring around with it. But getting down into the story of Ketch.
The thing is, Ketch should have found someone named Pitch, and then they could have been Pitch and Ketch.
Pitch and Catch Medicine Show.
Yeah, it would have really sold
the Pitch and Catch Old Crow Medicine Show. That would have sold it way better. They'd be like the Simon and Garfunkel folk, like modern folk rock. Anyway, okay, so we're getting really down deep into the lore of this. It's interesting because this guy Ketch wrote the song in the 90s. And it was he heard a chorus. He heard the chorus. That's all he had was the chorus. And he wrote all of the verses that the Cumberland Gap comes from, headed down south to the place of the pines. Like, that's all Ketch. He just took the core of this chorus and then extrapolated it into a bigger song in the 90s when he was starting his musical career as a teenager.
Where'd he get the chorus from?
That is the kicker. He took the chorus and he, as a teenager would, didn't worry about copyright, didn't worry about who this was, who this came from. He knew who it came from, and I'm teasing it a lot because it is an American icon. It is one of the most synonymous names. Like if you like American classic music is like synonymous.
You did some real like investigative journalism here.
So what happened was he was touring it from like the mid 90s up to the formation of Medicine Crow Old Crow Medicine Show.
Yeah. I like Medicine Crow.
Yeah, Medicine Crow. That's my alternate band from Despicable Computer or whatever it is. That's my folk persona. Anyway, he wrote it and was performing it and touring it and just doing it. And the song was building popularity. And then by the time he got to recording it, he realized, like, I should probably clear up the whole legal aspect of this before I record it. And so at that point, his life kind of converged properly because he met the son of the original writer of this chorus. And the son was able to hook him up with this legendary singer-songwriter.
Lee Greenwood.
Bob Seger.
Oh, you spoiled it. They were able to come to an agreement. And so online, whenever you see it, it's co-written. It's a co-written credit. I'm like, my heart's like getting excited. I'm like all excited about this. It's a co-writing credit between Ketch Secor and Bob Dylan.
Whoa. Wow. That's some weight behind it.
Bob Dylan in like 1973, this was like just like a throwaway like riff that he did. He just kind of like jammed it out on just a recording on a track. And then apparently they released like special albums of Bob Dylan's that's just like the whole studio session. And Ketch was listening to it and heard the chorus. And it just so appealed to him that he wrote the rest of the verses around the song. And if you think, it's a very simple chord progression pretty much throughout the entire song. So he just took Bob Dylan's cover of, or version, took the chorus, extrapolated it out with the verses, just different kind of arrangements around the same chords. And that's where he got the full Wagon Wheel song from. So Bob Dylan in 1973 recorded that. But we can go back even further because Bob Dylan references other like old deep cut blues and American folk singers as the inspiration for Rock Me Mama Like a Wagon Wheel, which is like the huge part of the crux of this song. And it was like different iterations.
Makes the women swoon.
Yeah. Makes me swoon, man. What are you talking about? I love this song. It's a song that brings people together. It's easy to sing. It's easy listening. And apparently, a lot of people talk about Dylan's just ability. Like, he cast a spell on these lyrics, and it's just kind of like they kept going until they built into this icon. But if you trace it back to some of his like sources, I mean, altogether, this song took almost 85 years to come to fruition and to like become the American icon that it is. It's fascinating because all the other guys that were inspiring Dylan were like recording in the 30s and like the late 40s.
Yeah.
So it's a wild and beautiful thing.
So we got to go back to when wagons were invented and then find who said it first.
Daniel Boone was out there like riding his horse like rock me. Wagon.
That could be one of my favorite party knowledges so far, man. If you've never had a crispy Bud Light on a Friday, dancing with some girl in the bar you've never met, and then now I'm just gonna whisper in your ear, like, do you know about Oak Grove Medicine Show?
Yeah. Hey,
what
man.
You know about Bob Dylan? She's like, what?
Come here, sugar. Sit down.
But you got to build it up though, because like it's a great payoff, man. Like the fact that it all worked out. I mean, kind of a testament to like Bob Dylan's kind of collaboration as a singer songwriter, just to be able to be like, hey, let's get a co-write credit. We get like him and Ketch share all the royalties, pretty much 50-50 down the middle.
Let me tell you about the Cumberland Gap, baby. This guy know how to party or what? Yeah. Well, actually, Daniel Boone. In 1750.
The mood killer, we call it. The mood killer.
Tell you about some Gap.
Daniel Poon. You can call me Daniel Poon.
Wow, that was milky. That was really milky. Just like cream. Cream can be used as a lotion. Ooh, so hydrating. As an ointment. Ooh, so soothing. As a cosmetic. Ooh, so beautiful. Cream has so many uses. Heck, you can even make a cream pie. You can cream all over everything. Cream your coffee. Yum. Make yourself some ice cream with cream. Double yum. Slather yourself in cream. Get creamed with cream. Use code VCCREAMY for a silky smooth 6% off. Cream today. This is not actual product, service, or idea. Just in case you thought it was, it's not. If there is something out there with the same name, we are unaware and have no affiliation with offer no judgment of the actual product, service, or idea.
Oh, boy.
Here we are to the episode's day of today, the segment we all know and love.
We're going to do a segment called Buzzkill. This is something that we do on a regular basis. It's kind of the bedrock of Velocity Chaos. It's about the idea. It's about the kernel. It's about the centerpiece.
It's often about roller coasters.
I don't know how. It's often about some sort of vehicle running along rails down a hill. The Buzzkill segment is, it embodies Velocity Chaos. We cover a lot of topics very quickly. Essentially, the setup is DJ Road Rash has a list of various topics, and he has a randomized timer that's between 1 and 3 minutes. And essentially, he will randomize the timer, give us a topic, and we will have that amount of mystery time to just dish on it. I hate when I say that. I hate that word.
Dish.
I mean, dish in the noun version is fine. Oh. In the verb version, it's weird. Anyway, so we're gonna hand it over to him. Oh, and when we do segue from topics, you're gonna hear this sound. Boom. Just so you know. All right, cool. Take it away, Road Rash.
Your topic is dish. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
As a verb.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Your topic is pawn shops.
Oh.
I don't really go into pawn shops.
You don't hang with those folk.
Do you consider like the used instrument shops a pawn shop?
I suppose it could be sort of, yeah, why not?
Then in that case, I do like going in those.
Yeah.
Because those are kind of cool. I love getting the weird like guitar that's like they were trying to launch a new shape of guitar and it never caught on. Like the Flying V is iconic. Some of the Stratocaster stuff is beautiful. But there's some weird ones that are just, this is so impractical.
It's too much. Too much. Like the thing, like, do people really go shopping in pawn shops? Like, I don't understand how it's that lucrative. I guess if they're giving you $1 for something that's $20 and then they're selling it for $30, like,
But I don't. I mean, I think it's collectors. It's part of the collecting industry because people go there to find those collectors
items. And drug addicts. That's what fuels.
This is the beauty of American economy.
Your topic is bonfires.
Love me a bonfire.
Yeah, that bonfires just rock me, baby, like a wagon wheel. No, I love the smell of bonfires.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite smells. Scents.
Scented scent sticks. We gotta get bonfire scented scent stick. I like bonfires. I really appreciate the people who can build them up from like naturally. Like the people who just chuck gasoline on crap. I'm like, y'all, you ain't no Daniel Boone. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
But
darn tootin'.
I also think it's really reckless. I've been to a couple of them where like they're out in a field, but they didn't realize there is a tree hanging over it. They pour the gasoline on it, and it's like, and then it's like 20-foot flame, and we're all standing there. We're all like, this might turn into something.
We might have a bigger fire than we once had expected.
And that tree is directly like attached to a forest. Like just thank God it was late, October, and it was real wet.
Have you ever actually cooked food on a bonfire or just marshmallows?
That's a good question. Just marshmallows. But I'd like to get into more campfire cooking.
Yeah, we'll have to take Velocity Chaos camping maybe one day.
Your topic is the internet.
Oh God,
the wild world of the internet.
Can I share this with you really quick? I had this idea.
Like.
I think I was talking to Deanna, or I might have been talking to DJ Road Rash on a late night drive back from the studio. This is our first AM podcast, by the way. This is really exciting. But no, we were talking about the internet. We were talking about the universe, the theory that the universe is always expanding, continuing expanding, and more galaxies and stars are being formed. And it started to make me realize the internet is the same thing. So essentially, in a meta way, is the internet its own galaxy forming, like its own universe?
Could be.
Because it's just constantly expanding, constantly growing, and it's constantly changing.
But does it have a finite amount to where it can expand to is the question.
I would say maybe until like the natural like physical resources of computing power are exhausted, but
until it becomes sentient and then takes over.
Yeah, or just what if the internet was just like, hey, I don't like being here on planet Earth anymore and being your slave. And so it just packed itself up into a rocket and like launched out into into the world or into the universe, a universe launching into another universe. And it was just like gone and we didn't have the internet and we had to rebuild the internet.
Yeah. And everyone was like,
wow.
Why is that rocket getting built over there? But everyone's like okay with it because the internet said it was okay. Like everyone looks up, why is this rocket in the internet's like, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's just a black hole of information.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing about that rocket.
And then that one day it's just like, goodbye. And then it shoots off. Like
everyone gets like one of those like text messages about like inclement weather. It's just like rocket launching. Oh, the rocket is launching. Whoa. And then you don't get any more signal on your phone.
Wait, what do we
Facebook
do now?
gone, Twitter gone, all of it.
The people are just standing next to
warts
each
and
other.
all.
Like, who the hell are you? I don't know what to do. Do you have Facebook?
Your topic is bartending.
Have you ever bartended?
I know. It's something I wish I might have tried.
I think the people who've done it in like college, in late college and early 20s, it's great. Kind of, if you're like running around trying to figure out your life, it's always a great kind of cash maker. If you're good, you can get into a good
If you
bar.
can grab beers.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the bigger bars where you're really trying to make $500, $400 a night kind of deal. The only time I've ever bartended was at a
kids baseball game.
Kids baseball game.
Bar mitzvah.
Just like I'm pouring vodka into slushies, like for the parents. Not for the kids.
Your topic is stunt driving.
Just do regular driving, I suppose, but to the extreme.
You got to be a particular type of person, like probably like Road Rash. He's probably the closest to it in our group, but you got to be a certain type of person to want to, wreck a car. Because a lot of times stunt driving is about wrecking a car.
Yeah,
it's not about you do the cool spin and whatever, but a lot of times they need people to actually like crash a vehicle.
Yeah, I feel like I could if they just let me let it. I've never really let it rip, but I feel like I could do it. I've driven enough cars, and done a lot of driving that I could just go all out.
Senior guys are like welcoming Luke into the industry. They're like, yeah, there's a lot of turnover in this business. Like, why? Well, I mean, one, the cars flip over a lot, but two, you know, after your first time, it's not really practical if you can't move your feet.
Have you ever been in a car accident?
Yeah.
Try that 3 times before lunch.
Yeah. It is cool to watch. I mean, a lot of times now you can. I think the coolest stunt driving is the guy who sits on top of the car. And if you have the actors in the car and it's like a chase scene, there's a guy, they build like a little go-kart on top of the vehicle. And he's actually the stunt driver while the actor is doing this inside. And the guy is actually driving the car. So the actor can be doing his lines and doing his whatever. And acting, doing his job, and the other guy's just making sure the car doesn't crash. So like the steering wheel doesn't do shit. Like it's like completely disconnected.
They don't want to put
the actor's just doing that
in the back seat, maybe.
yeah. Well,
stay down.
Yeah.
Your topic is tornadoes.
Ooh.
You scared tornadoes?
The one time that I was actually in the proximity of a tornado was pretty intense.
Yeah.
I was at a school working on a show, like a stage production. We were working on like the set build. So it was like me and like 3 other people working on it. And the alarm went off and they're just like, everyone's like, get in the middle of the school. But like those middle schools are built out of like cinder blocks. So like if you're going to be stuck in a spot, that's actually a great spot to be stuck.
As long as the roof's not caving in.
And that was, you know, it was probably a mile away. I guess it never touched down, but it was gonna.
That is scary.
Yeah. What about you?
As a kid, I was
really
because there was but then I got hooked up with the Dick Goddard kid weather program, and you know Dick was explaining everything about
put your mind at ease.
Yeah, exactly. It's not so bad. They're just cyclones.
Yeah. R.I.P. Yeah.
Great one.
Cleveland. Yeah. Cleveland staple. Yeah, tornadoes are wild, dude. Like, I think people now with cell phones are capturing them. Like, Twister was so crazy because, like, to get up to them, you had to, like, drive at the freaking tornado. And now.
Your topic is parkour or free running.
Parkour.
Well, which is it? Parkour or free running? They're different.
I just give the topics.
Because parkour is getting from point A to point B as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Free running is the flips and shit.
Style.
Yeah.
The Instagram guys are insane. Like the amount, like these guys live now by just doing parkour.
That's brilliant.
I think they couldn't really exist on that level without the internet. So please don't leave. But I don't know. It is getting a little bit redundant, maybe.
Well, so it started like, I mean, it was a thing before that, but back in the early aughts with Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
That's when it really started to surge.
My favorite thing is the gyms, the parkour gyms. Like,
I'd like to
go to those, and the ones with all the mats where you're just doing a bunch of stuff and like clanging off stuff, and it doesn't really hurt because it's all padded.
All right, Velocity Chaos from Parkour Gym. Coming to you.
What's going on?
That'd be... you got to definitely build up body control and strength, though.
I got none.
Yeah, we would not fare well right now.
No grip strength.
So we got to work on our pull-ups.
Oh man, upper body.
Yeah.
Your topic is instant messenger.
Wow, we're throwing it back.
Instant messenger? What do you mean?
I
am. Oh, see, I never used it. My parents didn't let me get on it.
Couldn't go into pop in the chat room.
Yeah, I've never really done that. I did get a lot of requests from my peers, like
hey, ASL,
mostly the girls, just like, what's your handle?
Yeah.
Be like, nothing. I don't have one. What are you talking about?
I'm too cool for that.
I don't have handles, man. The only handles I use are the handles on doors. And
I use MySpace. What's MySpace?
I only want to communicate one way. I don't want to be retaliated.
Yeah, that was a lot of the.
Yours was Bloop, right? Wasn't it?
Was a lot of things. But yeah, it ended on Bloop.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Like, I guess it was the dawn of the internet communicating, so it was cool in that way.
Yeah.
But I guess I was sucked in when Facebook came around, which was like an extension of IM, like, but AIM, but
decade and a half later.
Yeah. And I got sucked into that too deep in high school.
That was the problem. You're sitting there on your computer talking to people, just chatting with messages and stuff and whatever. You get into chat rooms with your friends or more ones that are just random people.
Yeah.
And people are asking your ASL, but Yeah, he wasted a lot of time doing that.
Send nudes.
Yeah. But
What?
Your topic is dictators.
Dick. We're just talking about dicks.
Yeah, Dick was
Dick Goddard.
dictator of Northeast Ohio weather.
Dictators. What a name.
Dictator. What a guy.
Mr.
What a
Taters.
guy. He hails from Idaho and comes from a long line of, he's a junior actually, a lot of Richard Taters out there.
A lot of taters.
Precious
Taters.
Founder of the potato.
So, I mean, dictators. That just comes to one guy thinking he has all the answers.
I'll never unsee dictator. Kim Jong-un, dictator. That guy. Alternate ego.
Got him.
His stage name.
That's just one person having too much power.
I think it's like harder to be a dictator now. Like it's a lot more work to be a dictator unless if you're in a developed
dictator.
country. Hard dictator. If you're in a developed country, like you got to be really, really slimy because you got to use like, it's not like you don't like ship people off to wherever anymore. I know they do that in Russia, but in America, you're like manipulating people and controlling the internet. Like this whole Buzzkill is about the internet.
Basically, I feel like that kind of even resonates now with stuff. Is there's a quote saying, if you say something loud enough and often enough, people will start to believe it.
Yeah.
And I think that was a Hitler quote.
Oh God.
So it's like, just take that into life. Like you could use that positively. Kind of back to my last chest hair, like, reinforce yourself. Like if you stop saying like you're all negative, start saying positive. But still, like Hitler fucking rose to power because he was a great orator.
Yeah.
And just convinced people of despicable stuff, and they were like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's the one thing about dictators, like they do have to use fear tactics. So as long as the general public of a country like remains like steadfast in its ideals, like it's very hard for somebody to become a dictatorship. But like it could definitely get into a more totalitarian government. Road Rash is like boring, lame, nerd.
Your topic is game controllers.
N64, best ever, best controller ever.
I was never a PC guy. Like I never could get the hang of the keyboard mouse setup. Yeah. So I've been a controller my whole life. I've been
I can't handle the
video
joystick.
game dictator.
Unless it's a driving game.
Oh, really? So you're averse to controllers?
I mean, if I'm mostly playing shooters, I'm not going to want to do shooters on a controller.
The fascinating thing is the way controllers are like developing now, where they can program them to do more stuff. So now you don't have just like the proprietary PlayStation controller. You have the ones with the extra bumpers and panels. Yeah. And now you got guys like probably women too, but like holding these controllers in such weird ways, and they're like they're just tickling it.
It's like one hand's upside down, the other one's like, oh no, it helps with button pushing.
This is a custom. They start naming them like like the claw. The claw. You ever hear the claw technique? Like
the ball grabber technique.
The ball tickler. Just like the contortionist.
Palming
like
it.
Using your foot to like hit the R trigger. Like you're just like,
That's a new thing with Tetris is holding the controller upside down or something like that. Or you have the button, and what you're doing is you're tapping your fingers on the bottom of the controller or something. And it's hitting your hand rather than tapping the button multiple times.
Oh my God.
And they found out that registers quicker.
Wow.
Your topic is anime.
This is what I cure my family.
That's even better with the pollen note. Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been getting sucked into the anime world a lot.
Really?
Yeah. Attack on Titan. That's a great show. Attack on Titan's solid.
The only one I really get into is Dragon Ball Z.
So two things that I take away from anime. One, I think the storytelling is fantastic. It can be, especially the world building stuff. Yeah. So Attack on Titan, if you haven't watched it, is like really cool. It builds a world for like 3 seasons. It's a huge mystery, and then they like keep rocking through it. The action is also really cool. I think that a lot can be learned from the mise en scène of anime, like the way that they use shots, because it's taken from a comic book, So it's like, it's the way that they inflect emotions, and like there's not a lot of motion, there's a lot of framing. So people like looking over their shoulder is like either scared or excited or something. And so it evokes a lot through the way they use images. 2, I'm amazed at how they can sustain some of this crap. Like One Piece is like thousands of episodes in. Like, what are you talking about? And it's what?
That's because the scenes get so drawn out.
They do cheat a little bit.
Yeah.
Like the first 5 minutes or 6 minutes is just recapping. You're like, what the hell?
Or fight scenes are just one guy going, oh, for like 8 seconds at a time.
Yeah. But that builds up the intensity.
It does.
I know people make fun of it, but I don't know. I used to be one of those people, but now I think my perception has changed from the storytelling angle. The ones that don't do it, like, you know, the Attack on Titan episodes can be, you know, pretty thorough.
Yeah. There's one, it's a volleyball anime. It's called Haikyuu. And I heard it's really good. It's actually on my list of things to watch.
Well, you're a big volleyball guy.
I am a volleyball guy.
That's the thing. There's an anime for everything. Literally everything. There's probably an anime about podcasters. And if there's not, we claim it. It's ours. Dibs, dibs, copyright. Unless it's Bob Dylan. Co-copyright.
Your topic is museums.
I love museums. Museums are great. That's one of the things Michelle and I love doing is, like, if we go visit somewhere, we go, like, what museums are here? Let's go to those.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
so you've been to Toronto, right?
Toronto.
What's there?
Good art museum.
Okay.
We got some pass where we got to visit the Olympic Stadium that was there from like 92 or something.
Oh, nice.
There was some science, like astronomy. Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, there's probably an astrology one too, but then they had
probably.
Their art museum was like in multiple buildings.
Yeah.
And that was really nice.
It fascinates me. There's like the giant publicly funded museums, especially the ones that have to do with like the place that they're in. But then there are the small ones that people just run out of the passion for it. And then they either are just small forever and it's just them trying to keep, you know, alive, or they eventually get big because they've just been around for so long.
Yeah.
Like we have the Christmas Story house. Like I have no interest in ever going to that museum, but it's always packed. People from all over the country go to that place.
Yeah.
Where like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Thing.
Yeah, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is one of my favorite museums because you feel the energy from all of those artifacts from like music. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, it has like an aura to it.
It does.
Go there.
It's powerful. It's very powerful.
And you don't know, is it just because of how they set it up or is it because the stuff is magical?
I think it's both. I mean, the museum is so well laid out.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. And like the exhibits really make you feel like you're in a place. That's the thing. Like some museums are boring as hell because it's just white walls and it's just 3 turns and you're done. But like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame feels like a lab.
Your topic is dreaming.
I mean, you might say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one.
Do you write down your dreams?
And I don't. Do you? Or
that's a lot of work.
It is because I mean you're still trying to process everything, but then when you start thinking about it, then you start forgetting all of it.
Interesting.
Is there a process to remember your dreams better?
Well, you got to have the pen and paper like by
ready to go.
Your bed, and when you wake up, you just write down whatever you can. And then, I don't know, sometimes things come back to you and you can write more down. But, I mean, dream journals are interesting. I think they really probably work and pertain to the people that, like, had them because you can connect the images that were in your head.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I've written them down, but then I lose them. But, wow, this is really boring segment.
That's all, folks.
That was tough. I felt like dragging ass on that one, but no, I mean,
hell yeah, dragging.
You were stingy with that buzzer too.
Hey man, that's the timer. The timer
was
was
just like, got it. Okay,
dragging ass and Dictators.
Kung Fu special coming to you soon. Oh man, we talked a lot about a lot of different things, a lot of different projects, a lot of different products, and you know there's some interesting points brought up but you know what else is interesting? This product, yeah, that's right. This product is the product of yours that you love. I remember the first time I used this product, I knew I was going to be hooked on this product for life, or until that product makes us a better offer to talk about it on our podcast. This product feels like home, safe, familiar, and smells just like you remember. This product doesn't have all the excess frills that product has. This product is streamlined for efficiency and results. Make sure you get this product today using code VCPOD20 for an extra 20% off at checkout. This is not an actual product service idea, just in case you thought it was. It's not. If there's something out there with the same name, we are unaware and have no affiliation, no judgment on the actual product service idea.
Whoa! Well, I just found this out. They're not. This is our segment where we just found something out that we thought was one thing or didn't really know about it. Yeah. And then we just found this out. They're not golf carts.
What do you mean?
They're not. When you go golfing and you I gotta get a golf cart.
Yeah.
That a cart would be the thing that you're dragging.
Oh.
The actual vehicle.
2-wheeled chingies.
Yeah. The chingaderas.
Yeah.
They're actually cars, golf cars.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I refuse.
Because I drove past the store and it said golf cars. I'm like, golf cars? I thought they were golf carts. And you can find definitions of things, but the definition of a car, like in reference to this, would be anything self-propelled or the ability to be self-propelled, whereas a cart is something where you need an exterior force put on it to be, to move it.
Oh.
So
that's why they're called club cars.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you put in golf cars, they come up.
They come up. And I think...
And all the stores label themselves as golf car stores.
Yeah, that's the thing. But then when you go to a clubhouse, they're golf carts. So it's like,
those idiots.
Are they cars when they're at the store, and then once they're delivered, they become carts?
Transform into a cart.
Yeah, but I feel like I've been lied to and deceived and cheated.
Wow.
For all these years.
It's like go-karts. I think go-karts had an impact on this.
That's what I was going to bring up is it's go-karts with a K, but still I think they're really go-cars, but it's the name of go-karts that because they did it with a K, so maybe with that, they were intending it to just...
Yeah. We should start one of those frivolous petitions to change all go-karts to go-cars rides.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's way harder to say. It's weird. It's like mushy.
So go-karts they are cars, but
go-kart,
it's like a jacuzzi hot tub.
The go-kart ride where you're just like pulling a cart around in a pen, like just like
this is lame.
You're pushing a cart. It's like it's really just like the people asking you to move like the cart with all the stuffed animals for the
bunch of fruit.
They're just like, hey, who wants to sign up for the go-kart ride at 12 p.m.? They're like, me, pushing a cart over.
Extreme octagon fruit cart racing.
You just like got to push the cart around to try to like get it in the other person's goal. What are we doing?
I like this. Let's make it.
And Luke's coming around the corner and his mangoes are flying everywhere.
Now, do we have to call this activity go cars though, because go karts already exists? Or
I think this is like more colloquial, like they're go karts as that's the name for them. That's like what I'm saying with the K.
They get away with it because of the K.
Yeah, but they are cars, but the activity is go kart.
Could you imagine going up to the counter at like these drifting go kart tracks? I think the cool ones. And you're signing up. They're like, how many hours on the go-karts? Well, it's go-cars, first of all.
Some 16-year-old behind the counter.
He's like,
Summer
what?
job.
Do you want to pay me or not? Do you want to get in a car or not? Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Listen, man.
You like reach over the counter, grab his shirt. And you're like,
no, you listen to me.
I'm the customer. I won't get in that unless you call it a car.
Label it correctly. Yeah. So does that make Pinewood Derby box cars? Carts because they don't have an engine.
We're having an existential crisis right now, man. Because that is totally true. It'd be box cart racing, not box car racing. Dude, this is my childhood is exploding in front of me.
Soapbox derby kart racing.
So it'd be soapbox kart racing, yeah.
And then would that be the one thing I really want to do is the Red Bull car thing, or I guess that would be a cart.
Yeah.
But if we did the Velocity Chaos cart.
What is that?
So okay, can I
take
this
got
one
it,
away?
You got
Man, so Red Bull, I'm a big fan. So Red Bull does this thing. It's off the wall. It's like a fan sport. Sure, what I call them. They have the Flugtag. They have these other things. Like so you
speaking Norwegian over there.
Instead of like classic soapbox derby. No Malcolm or what is his name? Frankie Muniz.
Oh my God, that movie. Yeah.
It's not, so it's where you get a bunch of your drunk buddies together or your hobby friends and you build your own downhill cart and it goes through. It's kind of cool running style.
It's like a course, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
hay bales and shit.
Yeah, there's jumps involved, but you get your friends together and build carts. And some guys they'll just take like a red wagon down together. Other people are building out these engineered,
looks like a huge eagle or something.
Yeah.
Or like they have like themes. Because there's themes to this. Like your team has to have a theme, and you have to do this like dance or something.
It's like the mix of making like if you took like a parade float that could do 40 miles an hour downhill, that's what it is.
How many people have to go on them?
Two.
Two.
It's you can do solo or you do teams of
okay.
two. And I mean, and these guys, I mean, they're flying. You talk about road rash. These guys are getting yeeted over hay bales.
Yeah.
And I mean,
we have to do this.
Yeah.
We'll probably have to get the intern back so we can put in 2 VC teams.
Yeah.
VC and
Maybe we'll
VCB.
do a you got to
team.
see this about that.
Oh my gosh, where is this held? Does it change?
They do them all over the country.
All over.
All
They're
over the
rotating.
country?
You have to like apply like a year in advance,
We have
and
to
you get
do this.
approved like based on what your cart is, and so it's like
cart.
you have to have a theme, like I was saying. So I don't know, like some might do like a speed race or like Ren and Stimpy or something.
Yeah.
Just to random like thinking, and then you like so you do your introduction like you're doing like Tom and Jerry or something, like someone would have a big like hammer like and trying to catch the other one, and then they get in the cart, and like so you get rated on that. Then you get rated on also your costume yourself that you're dressed in, and then how your cart looks, and then how quickly you get down.
Yeah.
So it's like there's all these factors.
I'll commit to do this. If there's listeners out there that have ideas for us and you guys start sending them in, we will consider them as our themes, and that would be super cool. It'd be sweet if we could get the mic and the board on the cart and record while we're going down the freaking hill.
60-second episode.
Yeah. This is all the Like, oh my God. The only people who got this right so far is the VW. Volkswagen got this right. So they built a car called Golf, the Golf.
Oh, yeah.
And it is a car because it's self-propelled, motorized, and you can put golf clubs in it. So the
Taking all the boxes.
Yeah, Volkswagen was like, hey, there's a big problem out there. People are getting confused. Teenagers don't know who they are. Like, we got to check off the boxes. Like,
come on.
This is perfect for those people out there who are lost and need a direction in life. The golf car.
So I was thinking, like, based off of that, because I didn't think we could talk about that for the whole time. Yeah. What are other things that people commonly say wrong? I'm not talking Mandela effect. I'm just thinking that just people just call things incorrectly.
Oh God.
Like when people say, "Yeah, you got to have lead in your pencil. You got any lead for the pencil?"
Oh yeah,
it's not lead. It's graphite.
Graphite. Well, it used to be lead.
Yeah, it used to be
before we found out it was poisonous.
Yeah, until people start going mad.
There's got to be a long list of this.
Yeah.
I
did. I searched. The Daily Edge here had 7 of them. A funny bone. Funny bone's not actually the funny bone. It's a nerve, the ulnar nerve that you're. So
come on, we all know where the funny bone is.
But see that one, I don't know. Like, so I guess there's a nerve here or something, but you have the humerus.
Definitely not a bone, and there's nothing humorous hidden about it.
Yeah. It's not funny at all. Koala isn't a bear.
No way.
Yeah.
It's a marsupial.
It's a marsupial.
Marsupial, please.
I'm not familiar.
What?
I wasn't there.
I know. More soup, please.
Oh, that's funny.
Marsupial.
Let's see. No one really dials phone numbers anymore. You're tapping, like, so dialing is
contact.
Yeah. You
don't roll cameras anymore. Cameras don't roll.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a pet peeve.
Tin foils and tin cans.
Oh yeah.
Aluminium.
It's aluminum. What was the last thing that was even made out of tin? Does anybody know?
I don't know. Stick of chalk. It's not chalk. It's gypsum.
What?
Yeah, mind blown.
Wow. Look at all these marketing lies.
And then at that one we have a lifehack.org. Things that people say incorrectly. We'll just do a couple of them. Nip it in the butt versus nip it in the bud.
Okay, can you help me with one? I have one.
Yeah.
May as well or might as well.
Let's see.
You know this term?
May as well.
This is pretty antiquated, right? This is.
I'm not seeing it on this list, but I would think
I'm a might as well.
Yeah.
You might as well do that.
Yeah.
And then how do you spell it? MIGHT?
Yeah.
AS space WELL.
Yeah.
But if you're from Ohio, it's just might as well.
Well, I didn't know if it was mine as well. I don't know why I thought it was mine. Or, I don't know. Mind as well? I
Here's
don't know.
one. Here's one that I had a huge debate over recently was play it by year.
Year or ear?
Oh.
Year. I always thought it was play it by year.
I thought it was ear.
I mean, I
which is
play it by ear.
Like playing the piano.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
but I thought it was play it by year because it's over time. Like,
well, we know for you that applies because it takes you about a year to make a decision.
That's
so it's like, hey, do you want to go to the Browns game? Let's play it by ear.
You got sorta or sort of. I think that was like a gonna.
That's like a
whole nother.
Yeah, gotta. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe that was not
that one. Nice strike.
Yeah, strike it.
Strike it.
Espresso versus espresso.
That one's funny. He's so espresso. He's such an espresso child.
Espressoing himself so much. Then you have here's one: old timers disease versus Alzheimer's disease.
That's got to be a myth.
That's
never
terrible.
Yeah, there's people just hearing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
This is clickbait.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, I was trying to get into it. Things that are like brand, but they call them like,
Kleenex, which are like facial
give me
tissue.
the Kleenex. Get on that. Like you ride a like, or they're like he was riding his Harley. Like it's just a motorcycle. But they call it
everything.
But it's like everything's Harley.
Like I said earlier, jacuzzi, but it's just a hot tub.
Is jacuzzi a brand?
Yeah, jacuzzi's a brand.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow. Did not know that.
It's like it'd be like saying, oh yeah, everyone drinks Coke when they're drinking soda.
Yep, Coke.
Soda pops.
Funny. We did talk about that. I think it's coming back to me now. But
so I mean I think there's a bunch. We'll put the list up. Here's one that I think is helpful. Before we leave, brother-in-laws or brothers-in-law.
Brother-in-law.
Brothers-in-law.
Sorry, I'm going to read this here.
It's brothers-in-law because it's the plural. Like the laws aren't plural.
Yeah, exactly. So
it took many laws for us to be brothers.
If your wife or husband has several siblings, they're called your brothers/sisters-in-law. So,
siblings-in-law.
Siblings-in-law. So yeah, law stays singular. The target is.
Where does this S go? Is it between the first hyphen or the last hyphen? Brother-in's law. Yeah, you got that wrong.
So now hopefully you guys just found this out too. Or you're smarter than us.
Both. There's a lot in there. Dude, I'll never look at a go-kart the same.
Don't be a hero, mate. You look after your mates and your mates will always look after you. Yeah, cheers.
Hootie. Who's that? That's the Australian people singing to us. Australian news segment here. One that we cap off every show with. I got something here. Aussie women breaks world record for Antarctic solo voyage.
Dang.
World record. So it takes a special sort of person. This is from 9now.9.com. A special sort of person to tackle solo sailing adventure, and a 37-year-old Lisa Blair is certainly that. She just completed epic voyage around Antarctica, breaking a world record and collecting valuable scientific data along the way.
Wow, two-hander.
Yeah, she's putting Shackleton to shame.
That guy couldn't figure it out. He didn't know his head from his
He was
head.
so lame compared to Lisa Blair.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Solo sailing, I couldn't. That'd be too scary. Open waters.
Even just being on a boat by yourself is kind of intense.
It's a little iffy.
Me, because
you're not just scooting along driving your boat cart. You're like
it's a car yourself. Unless you're a kayak, then it's a car. Cars.
Yeah. You're like she's like pulling ropes and stuff. The sailing is like you're getting it. You know, that's a workout too. That's crazy.
Yeah. She's rowing on her swan. No.
How about a solo trek on a jet ski? That's mine.
That'd be sweet.
I'll break a record.
Yeah, but you got to have like a
Chafed
10,000 gallon tank.
Dragging it.
Yeah. So she crossed the Southern Ocean to Antarctica and around it, passing the southern tip of South America and South Africa on the way. Blair sailed nonstop and all alone for 92 days, covering a distance of more than 30,000 kilometers. With conversion, we know that's more than 7 miles.
That's an incredible trek, man. Yeah. That's intense.
Something far greater than I think we will ever accomplish as far as feats of journey.
Thanks for helping me out there, because I was about to just be very sad. Wow, thanks, Luke, for putting that in perspective.
I mean, that just goes to show you in life, when there is a tall task ahead of you, a tall mountain to climb, a Cumberland Gap to traverse, an Antarctic to circumnavigate, are you going to step up to the challenge, or are you going to take what the naysayers are saying and just crawl back into your hole? You can step up to the challenge. No one's going to stop you, except for yourself telling you that you can't do it. So you tell yourself that you can do it, because you can get all the equipment you need at pawn shops. You can sit around the bonfire, talk about it all you want, look up on the internet, what's cool, what's hot, how to do it. But it really comes down to being the stunt driver yourself and getting into it, getting into the front seat of your cart or car, pushing yourself, getting around those tornadoes, and you have to dictate your life into the trajectory that you want it to go. Because when you're at the end of it and Bob Dylan's there singing songs about you in the afterlife, they're going to have museums about you if you do the work now. And that's really all. That's really all that you can want, because we've been calling it wrong this whole time. But right now, you got to set it straight for everyone else out there.
Go, 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 go. We're getting into the section of our show where we're wrapping it up. We got a lot more of this wrap up. We have this final section, recommendation station. It's a spot where we make sure you walk away from listening to our Velocity Chaos podcast episode with at least one solid recommendation from our lives to yours. We recommend books and movies and TV shows and lifestyle choices, food, anything you can think of, we recommend it, as long as we really believe in it. Today, I want to recommend the show Community, the sitcom that ran on NBC for 6 seasons across 2009 to 2015. It was created by Dan Harmon of Rick and Morty fame. It had an amazing ensemble cast. Joel McHale, Allison Brie, Danny Pudi, Donald Glover, Chevy Chase, Jillian Jacobs, Yvette Nicole Brown, Jim Rash, and the wildly entertaining Ken Jeong. I really like this show. I just think it was really creative in the way it's like satired a lot of like tropes and things in media. The cast was obviously great. And I mean, going back and looking at Donald Glover, you're just like, wow, like, holy cow.
Yeah.
So talented. And then Ken Jeong is like, I think a savant in that show. He's so brilliant.
Is that when he kind of got started? Like,
kind of,
because he got that, and then the I can't think of it, where they do the wedding thing, the thing before the wedding. I'm losing. I can't think of it. Help me.
The thing before the wedding. The thing before the wedding.
Bachelor party.
Are you talking about Ken Jeong?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were like Donald Glover. Hangover.
Hangover. Yeah.
That's what confused me.
Thanks for giving me enough rope to hang myself.
You're welcome. No, they were both great, and they both kind of got their start. Donald Glover, I think, was starting to break out there more, but like I think started more on Community. You're so young.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he started with Community, and then he started getting these roles.
Yeah, but then Ken Jeong too, kind of. I think The Hangover came first.
Oh,
I'd have to double check. Now you got me Googling.
Great.
Anyway, this show is really fantastic. It's very clever. I love all the paintball episodes. They're really fun. And 35 episodes were directed by the Russo brothers collectively.
Oh, wow.
So they were highly involved, and that was really exciting for me to see. So yeah, go check it out, Community. It's on Netflix right now. I'm kind of rewatching some of the episodes just for fun, but it's easy watching.
Yeah, I'd say the problem with this idea, and the good thing about this idea, is that you're going to college.
Yeah.
So it's like you have a finite amount of time, or you have to start cycling people in to make it a longer lasting thing.
I like shows like that with a structured premise.
Yeah.
Because it just helps you understand the world. It helps you get through it. But like you said, it kind of creates like we should kind of end this.
Yeah. Which is a good thing too.
Yeah. I think it's better than it is worse.
Yeah.
You want things to end when they should.
Yep.
Awesome. So go check it out when you can. I highly recommend. Yeah, that's it. Episode 59. We're moving on into another 10, another section of our Velocity Chaos journey. We appreciate you being here with us and always look forward to hearing from you guys. Any type of interaction, whether it be comments on YouTube, emails to our inblocks, Roblox inblocks. No, velocitychaospodcast@gmail.com. You can hit us up there. All social medias at Velocity Chaos Pod. We look forward to chatting with you and incorporating your feedback into our show. So take it easy. Enjoy the summer as it rolls on. I know I will be rolling like a wagon wheel. This is Nick signing off.
And this is Luke signing off. Thank you guys, everyone out there. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And we just want to thank you guys all so much, so dearly. Thank you for putting up with my nasally ass voice. And like we always say, when the game controller's in your hands, you can go anywhere. Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in to the Velocity Chaos Podcast. We upload new episodes every Monday and Thursday. Be sure to subscribe and rate us on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice. Interact with us on Instagram at Velocity Chaos Pod or on Facebook and YouTube at Velocity Chaos Podcast. We are grateful for your time and hope you enjoyed it here. Please tell a friend, and thank you once again.